Hello. Everyone in Africa today talks about freedom, political freedom, economic freedom, even digital freedom. But there is one freedom that we don't talk about enough. That's the freedom to think, to question, and to disagree. See, I've noticed that across the continent, too many conversations are being shut down by our own people, intellectuals, politicians, and influencers who believe they alone hold the truth about Africa and that everyone else must agree with them. You see, if you challenge their version of history, they call you brainwashed. If you question their interpretation of slavery or colonialism, they call you a sellout. If you talk about Africa's responsibility to its future, they say you are not African enough. But here is the truth, my brothers and sisters. Freedom dies when speech dies. And Africa would never be free until Africans are free to think differently. You see, every great civilization rose because its people could speak, debate, and challenge ideas. The Greek philosophers debated openly in public squares. The Renaissance happened because people questioned traditions. Modern democracies emerged because citizens demanded the right to discuss and disagree openly. That's how truths are discovered through debates. That's how knowledge advances through disagreements. And that's how innovations happen through the collision of different ideas. You see, when we shut down debates, we don't protect the truth. We simply suffocate it. When we silence questions, we don't create unity. We create ignorance. And sadly, that's what is happening in many parts of Africa today. This is something I say, and many people have chastised me for saying this. But let's be honest, Africa's biggest problem today is not about colonialism. It's actually conformity. Yes, conformity. We've created a culture where only one opinion is accepted, the approved African narrative. We must say, oh, colonialism ruined everything. Personally, I don't agree. We must say the West is the enemy. Again, personally, yes, they're doing something, but to say the West is the enemy, I also don't agree. They're doing something, yes. You must also say, oh, slavery defines us. That one is a big, well, I can laugh about it now because it happened several centuries ago. But slavery, we were doing it together. Yes. We were involved, yes, but it's just one of many things in our history. So for me, it doesn't define us. It's part of our history, yes, but it doesn't define us. So the thing is that if you dare think differently, you are called a traitor. But think about it. Let's think about this. How can a continent of over 1.4 billion people with thousands of cultures and thousands of languages, and bear in mind, the different areas of Africa have different histories. How can we have only one accepted opinion on any subject? It's not possible. See, demanding that we do this, I will tell you, it's not unity. It's a dictatorship of thought. You see, many of our intellectuals and activists demand that we agree with their emotional narratives. Yes, I say that. Emotional narratives, because unfortunately, that's the way many of us come across as emotional. See, they demand that we all agree, not because they are true, but because they make us powerful as victims. But victimhood is not power. That's what I'm saying. Victimhood is not power. It's paralysis at the best. It's, see, by refusing to debate, we stop learning. By labeling dissenters, we simply destroy creativity. And by silencing different voices, we remain mentally colonized. Not by outsider, not by the West, not by China, but by our own people, by fear. In many African schools today, students are told what to think, not how to think. They memorize, they recite, they repeat, but they don't reason. A student who questions the teacher is seen as arrogant. A citizen who questions authority is seen as rebellious. This kills curiosity. And curiosity is the heart of learning. Without open dialogue, students cannot develop the critical thinking that drives science, technology, and progress. And that's why Africa produces very few innovators. Yes. Not because we lack intelligence, but we simply silence their imagination. See, innovation happens when people disagree, debate, when ideas clash, better ideas emerge. But in a society where everyone is afraid to question, innovation simply dies. Many African entrepreneurs are creative, but they work in environments where questioning the system is dangerous. So instead of them being innovative and building solutions, they simply stay safe and repeat what is already out there. And that's why we import ideas from others. And as long as we continue importing ideas and don't bring new ideas to the world, we can never be free. Because those from whom we import the ideas, they have the power. They can shut it down whenever they decide. You see, this same disease is in everything, including politics. Many African leaders surround themselves with people who agree with everything they say. They call it loyalty. But really, it's just fear. When no one can challenge the leader, bad ideas go uncorrected. And what does that lead to? Well, corruption. And that's what we all complain about, corruption. Dictatorship always begin with the death of debates and open disagreements. When speech disappears, truth also disappears. And soon, justice will follow. Poof. Freedom isn't just about independence from colonial powers. It's about independence of thought. You can be politically independent, but mentally enslaved. And those who think differently are not the ones that are enslaved. It's those who, for one reason or the other, only embrace the orthodoxy. See, we can have all the new and own our own flags and still be subjects. rather than citizens. Real freedom means being able to speak your mind without fear, to challenge ideas without being labeled, cancelled, to debate with reason and not emotion. Open conversation is not the enemy of Africa. No. It's the cure of our fears. It's how we move from emotion to evidence, from blame to progress, from slogans, yes, to solutions. So, how do we secure our freedom? I would say we start by rebuilding Africa's culture of open conversations. Let our classrooms become places of dialogue, not obedience. Let our universities welcome thoughtful debates, not punish dissenters. Let our media ask difficult and hard questions and not just protect fragile egos of politicians and leaders. Let our influencers, which we have many, use their voice to spark thoughtful conversations, debates, and not silence it. Disagreement, it's not division. No, it's actually democracy, which African communities have always had. And the more we talk, the more we grow as a people. You see, today, Africa's chains are not physical. They are intellectual. We've allowed fear and conformity to become our new masters. But a silent Africa, nobody can call it free. It's not free. So wherever you are, in school, at work, online, in your community, speak. Speak with respect. Speak with courage. Ask questions. Challenge ideas. And please, listen to others. Listen carefully. Because the day Africans learn to debate freely and think independently is the day that Africa becomes free. Yes. I hope you get this. And if you enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. Put your comment there, please. Please, I want us to talk, to debate. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so because it helps us to spread the message. All right? Take care.